Almost there. Gotta keep working, gotta keep working. Sometimes things get really tough, guys. I take on challenges all the time that challenge me, and I just have a strong belief in my ability to figure it out. I'm gonna say that again. I have a strong belief in my ability to figure it out. What's happening with JMJ? Time to get to it, man. Don't stop believing. What's happening with you? It's time to get that money on, man. Time to get that money on. That money on A. That money on A. That money on. Oh, man. Saddling up the jet, man. Saddling up the jet. Getting prepared, getting prepared. I'm almost there, man. I got a project I've been working on. Embarrassingly, for almost 30 days since October 1st. It's a light show. Y'all seen me working on it on some of my lives. Hasn't been the breeziest and easiest because I challenge myself, and that challenges me doing something that I don't do on my day to day. Still in the lighting industry, as far as holiday lighting. However, it's definitely more, not to say just tedious, but it requires mathematics, a lot of electrical components, and I've been struggling to bring it together because I've been running to road bumps, I'm gonna say. But on the other side of this project, I strongly believe is a blessing. So this is helping me learn so many things that I probably should have, took it on by myself at home or something, tried it myself before I actually went out to a property and started giving. But I'm the type of person that jump out of the airplane and I figure out the parachute on the way down. That's how I commit to what I'm trying to do. This is how I get my day going. Oh man, I'm missing y'all, man. I be wanting to be live, but you know what I'm saying? I be having to lock in because it really requires a brain capacity, a lot of thinking in what I do. Sometimes my device is a key component of that. I keep my phone with me to get a lot of this stuff done. Use ChatGPT just to kind of cross check myself, etc. So forgive me, y'all. I be wanting to hang out with y'all. Trust me, I do. But I be working too. It's been raining over the last few days, so the weather ain't on my side. What's going on, man? What really happened? Greetings, Mr. Robert. What's happening, man? Shouts out to Africa, man. Your regards to me. Yep. So today it's gonna be the day where I got a solution for all this stuff. It's been long enough. Embarrassingly, I should have had it done already, but now what I'm going to, like last night I went there and it was drizzling, raining like the whole time. It was just non-stop. So what I did was I put the power supply. I have a mini transformer. I think it's a 350 volt transformer that takes the power that you plug in basically from a wall outlet. For a home, it's typically 110. So that's too much power to power on these lights. It has to be converted down to 12 volts, and that's what the transformer does. So you can't plug in these controllers that I use with you can't just plug it directly into the wall. It'll fry because it's way too much voltage. It has to reduce that amperage and the amount of volts that's going through so it can actually make it function properly. But anywho, you gotta, after the transformer's plugged up to the controller, that's how the controller turns on. The issue that I've been having to get this situated, the first issue I had, which was a bottleneck, was I created a few shows out of songs, and I was changing around my layout, basically where the props were, the counts, the nodes, the strands, the strings. I was changing out too many settings throughout the process of my layout, and once I went to try to play the show, none of it played. So I was like, dang, why is this not working? And then I talked to some professionals that work with the software and the systems that I use, and it was like, oh, anytime you change anything in a layout, like if you change it significantly, add new props, etc., it's calling for a different frequency as far as the sequence. So that things that you created, basically they don't exist anymore because it's been changed. So I was like, dang it. So I had to go back and recreate all the things that I already had created. And this time I made sure I corrected all my layout to the point where I wasn't going to touch it again. And now I've created, I think, 10 to 12 songs on a playlist, roughly 30-minute shows. And now I can go in and upload it. So I got my Raspberry Pi, that's my show player. So it automatically plays the show with the music output. And then I have the Falcon controller, which is responsible for how the light, animates, etc. And that's the part that I've been struggling a little bit with, because when you're using these things, for one, the software X-Lights has to have the correct pixel count as the Falcon player, which is FPP, the Falcon show player. And then also it has to be connected to the Falcon web interface, which is the controller alone, the pixels has to match. If there's a mismatch, it ain't gonna function how it's supposed to. So that's the last thing that I have to do here today. But yesterday I was able to get, you know, some configuration of how I'm gonna do this layout, because we have a 10-foot Yeti, and the Yeti has been falling over. The big issue with it falling over is, you know, I don't want it to fall, you know, on Halloween when kids are over getting candy or nothing like that. That'll be a big issue. And it's been falling over pretty consistent lately due to the heavy winds. This property is located by water, so when you don't have like houses, buildings, and stuff like that blocking off that's not obstructing the wind flow, you're getting full wind speeds that's coming straight off the water, and that type of wind is blowing this prop over. This prop is stabilized by EMT metal, which is pretty heavy duty. I was going to use PVC definitely would have been too light, but even with the metal, it's still flipping over this Yeti, and I cannot figure out for the life of me why it keeps flipping over so hard. I was like, no, maybe I need to change the direction. And I was not a fan of changing the direction just because of the layout of where I had it located was perfect. It's located like you're walking towards the front of the doors, a big arch where a Yeti, you can actually walk through the mouth of the Yeti. It's pretty cool. But if it's not gonna hold up, I gotta reconfigure it. So they have three car garages, and I'm gonna put it for one of the garages at the moment. And on Thursday, I'll come back and we'll put it in position for Halloween, so that way it can be utilized, because I don't want it to, I don't know, take away from the display. If we put the Yeti in front of the garage, it does block off some of the garage lighting, which is part of the display. But I don't think it'll be a huge thing as of right now, because we're looking for stability and safety to be a primary thing. And as of right now, that's what we're gonna do. But a lot of little moving parts today. With all the wind and stuff blowing, client did point out some things as far as like the columns. Instead of using like mini M5 lights, far as like stuff that we typically use to wrap like columns and stuff at our regular properties, we're actually using pixels. Pixels on a template, push pixels, 12 millimeter bullet pixels, and they have a decent amount of wiring that pops out the back. So you can't, unless you got flat pixels, which next time I probably will get flat pixels to go better along with the columns. They kind of stick out a little bit. They kind of belly out. So the wind has kind of made them slope down a little bit, because we zip tied them at the top, the middle, and the bottom. And it still seemed like it still didn't suffice for, you know, it moving. So today we got to really secure them down, because I pulled up yesterday, the Yeti was on his face, and then the columns are bellied out, and then the display is not necessarily functioning because configuration issues. The roof line is working because it's actually RGB C9s. It's not necessarily like pixel lights, so it's on a whole different thing. And speaking of that, yesterday when I got there, I just turned them on, because I turn them on when I'm there, and it was almost nighttime. The lights turned on, and I started to change the settings to a different pattern, and it didn't work. Right? The battery and the remote is dead. The problem with that, the only problem with that is the receiver for the remote is on top of the roof. The roof is, you know, 30 some feet high. The remote basically is like about 60 to 100 yards away, about 60 to 80 yards away from, you know, the front of the house, from the ground part of the front of the house. That's a decent amount of distance. But so for the remote to need to, say if I need to reset it, I would need to get back on top of that roof and push the receiver button and pair it with the remote again. I'm hoping that's not going to be a factor. I hope I could just change the battery and the remote, and everything is going to be back good. But yeah, man, it's a lot of tiny nuances to stuff like this. He did June 18th. What are you talking about? What's up, bro? How you doing today? What's going on, Victor? But yeah, that's what today entails. Even though it's misting out as far as the weather, got to put our best feet forward and try to make button this thing up. Definitely not something that anybody can just pull up and do, and it's basic, whatever. It's definitely has challenged me, but it's okay. That's where growth happens. That's where growth happens. But yep. What y'all got? What you got going on today, ANJ? What you got going on? How the weather there, man? Cause it's been getting down. I was talking to my brother. He in Atlanta, and he says it's been raining over the last few days there. So I'm trying to figure out, is it the whole southeast coast that's catching this type of weather? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I'm heading out. I'm heading out to Mount Pleasant, Mount P, man, Mount P. Funny, man, funny. ANJ, you did you check out that No Limit in Cash Money? Did you check out that No Limit in Cash Money, man? I'm from the 80s, man. I'm from the 80s, believe it or not. I kicked down the door, Not kicked down the door. I caught the door before it closed. So I tell you, I'm born in '89. But anywho, yeah. So it looked like it's just everywhere. It's raining. I was talking to my customer. She said it won't stop raining until Thursday, but I think we can make progress. You got the charger?
Yeah.
It's okay. Huh? My bad. But yeah, she said it ain't gonna start raining until Thursday. Man, how they gonna do Cash Money and No Limit, and they don't got Mystical, no Lil Wayne? I feel like there's so much left on the table, and I feel like Juvenile definitely carried Cash Money. Everybody say it was No Limit. No Limit versus No Limit versus Juvenile. Man, I'm definitely a fan of Master P though. No Limit. I feel like Mystical is like a little bit of a secret weapon for him though. Master P got his own hits, but Mystical one of them ones. I've been listening to Mystical for the last 6 months randomly. And if you really listen to Mystical lyrics back then, you probably just was listening to it for the beat and stuff. But I was actually listening to what he was talking about. He's a comedian. Funny guy. I like what I thought me and my brother was talking about was how humble Snoop Dogg was to show up and perform. Because in reality, yeah, he bought him out of his deal with Suge Knight. If y'all ever heard the story, but he was like, man, he went over No Limit. He's like, man, these dudes over here making real money, and it basically gave him another opportunity to not say necessarily reinvent himself, but another opportunity to reach people in a different part of the region. But I thought it was cool how Snoop Dogg showed up, and I was kind of like frowning on how, like, bro, Lil Wayne without Cash Money is crazy. But I ain't gonna say Juvenile, BG ain't no heavyweights. Juvie definitely a heavyweight when it comes to Cash Money. Like, you can't not account for his impact on that record label. I feel like he really carried him. BG had his, you know what I'm saying, Chopper City, and you know, I am the streets. Not that I am the street. I'm talking about Jesus. But I feel like Juvie definitely carried him. Turk, and you hear too much about Turk doing solo, doing well on his own, but he out there. Yep. Hey, I was waiting to hear Hootie Who or Master P. I was talking to my brother. I said, ain't that like a diss track, low key? He's like, no, it ain't a diss track. But then I did a little research, and it was like it was doing subliminals back then, not direct. This is 90s we talking about. It was a subliminal. Seen Mia X pop up. I feel like she underrated. Like an early 90s rapper. I feel like Mia X was like, I don't know, I feel like she was pretty early, like before Trina. I don't even say Lil' Kim, because Lil' Kim was been back Biggie was going, so 90s. Mia X is kind of underrated. But I like how, I feel like the energy of No Limit, they came with it. But anywho, yeah, man. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna have to tap in with y'all later, man. I gotta let my phone get some charge, because I'm gonna need it when I get on site. My battery is 10%. What's up, man? What's happening? Yeah, I'm gonna let my phone get some charge when I'm on site. I might tap in with y'all over there. If not, I'll be tapping in tomorrow. Try to tap in, but these weather conditions don't look forgiving. See the road? It's pretty gloomy, pretty misty out there. Yeah. A&J, man, did you I went to the GIE the other week. I meant to mention that to you. I went to the GIE. I did pop up. I should have been live or something. I don't know. I was just kind of in my own little world. I was really just kind of get up with one of my brothers and just tap in with him, and we don't get to like hang out and stuff like that often. Once a year or every few years. I ain't seen him in about two years at least. I think that's the last time I went to the GIE, like 2-3 years ago. I think it was 2022. Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah. So it's been a minute. I'm in a landscape group, and I feel like everybody usually plans to kind of meet at the GIE. That's kind of like a little bit of a meeting point. But in reality, we do need to set something that's not related to an exposition and just kind of link up. But people be so busy in their schedules, and I don't know. I feel like you can make time for what's necessary, and just really just need to make time for it, plan it. And they scatter through all out the U.S. Kansas, Texas, Ohio, North Carolina, Florida. They all over. They're all over the U.S. And that's successful in like sectors of the industry. Like you got some people that do just weed control only. Weed control only. They're not doing like mowing. They're not doing landscape jobs, mulch jobs. They're not doing everything. They're literally focused on just turf management. And then you have other people that do just mowing. So they might go to the exposition and trying to figure out what's the best equipment to fit into backyards, tight fences that works best for them, and they get the opportunity to put eyes on every single piece of machinery. If it's something that related to outdoors, like a Skag or Exmark, you name it. It don't matter. Husqvarna, all of them, every last one of them are there at that event. Construction equipment, they're there. Aerial equipment, they're there. So it's not much when it comes to doing like hardscaping, a lot of those things that you don't find at the exposition. So the goal for me is it's not necessarily to go there and get wowed about equipment anymore. It's really just about to really network. We connected with a few people from a few different states and connected them within the group, and that's really what it's about. It's really what it's about, because you might be somebody that's just getting into weed control, but they're trying to get out of trying to get out of lawn care and trying to get into weed control. And I got my brother Joe right here who's been doing it. He's been in it for a few years now, got skin in the game, and really can kind of give them a blueprint or guidance on what things to be mindful of, and that's really helpful. Versus you going out paying a $5,000 course. It's literally just networking with people that's within the same position that you are in, and trying to make what you're focused on making happen, help you get to that position. Because sometimes people use certain parts of the business as a stepping stone, like use lawn care for stepping stone to get to whatever. But then there's people that's just dedicated to it. So you got some guys that do pressure washing only, got guys that do some dudes that barbecue, he do barbecuing. But everybody have that thing that they specialize in, but we all have entrepreneurship as a common ground, and try to keep each other focused on our specific part of the industry and just dial into the details to be profitable. But it's a lot of thought process go in it. But I'm gonna miss some of your words, which I don't really. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, networking with like-minded people. I saw John Perry, saw Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Um, who else I seen? I seen Quiet Lawn. He's actually out of my state. He's actually in Myrtle Beach. I've seen a bunch of familiar faces, other YouTubers and stuff, but I don't know. They're just people at the end of the day, and it's cool to network. I look at it as a networking opportunity. They also have educational segments that they do for us, training and like weed control, fertilization. They do a lot of different educational not to say seminars, but literally certification courses while you're there. So you can go there and you can go up there and get your weed control, training and actually take your test. It's kind of cool. And then there's people that get trained in like aerial, as far as like drone footage and stuff like that for projects. They got training courses for that. Of course, all these things are separate, aside from the normal admission. And this year was actually $120. It's been a few years since I went, but yeah, it was $120 to get into the GIE this year. Like, not to say it's something to cry about, but in the same token, it's like, man, they go from, I think the last time I went there was $20, if I'm not mistaken. It's like $20 or something like that, $20-$30. And basically I did use, a promotional code off of, I think it was Jason Creole. I had used his promotion code. Oh yeah, I seen and met Paul Jameson. He was there. He's the one who run the Green Industry podcast. Pretty cool dude. Pretty solid dude. And he was chill. He was very. A lot of people are kind of humble, like, because I guess they see all the influence that they get online, and they almost get out into these events and feel like a celebrity. But some people that's just a real chill. They have a conversation, etc. But behind, we know what goes on outside of meeting them in person. They do a lot of work for the industry, as far as informative content, speaking with other people that have backgrounds to share their stories, and it's pretty helpful. One of my guys who I wouldn't mind getting up with, he's pretty I feel like he's pretty direct and don't really be about the fluff like that, is Jonathan out of Florida Turf Pros. Seemed like a pretty solid dude, and me and him have a lot in common as far as he started out with the mowing. He went into sod installation. He's doing both. He still have his mowing crew out. I do sod installation for my landscape business. He don't do like holiday lighting or nothing like that, but I feel like he's really good at getting dialed in, like calculating times and seeing exactly the details of what you're working with. I learned a lot from him over the years. But yeah, man. Yup. Not necessarily. It wasn't that much. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. It's worth actually going in, seeing some stuff. Like a big piece of, because I was talking to one of my other brothers, and he was like, he said he wasn't gonna go this year because of the he said he didn't plan it out, and I was like, cool, but that's like, we need to try to meet here one of these years. But it's been fun. Good luck. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand. I guess I don't know if I probably haven't been reading all your messages, but I was on the fence about taking my Metas back. I was really on the fence about it. Reason I was considering taking them back is because yes, I'm outdoors a lot, um, but I would like something that's a little bit universal, where I can wear it indoors and outdoors. It's kind of weird when you go into a building and you got shades on. To an extent, they're like, okay, why does this person have shades on in the building? So if they're not on, I won't get to use, the features, the functionality of talking and listening to something. I don't get, or I can't even record video. So I was strongly considering taking them back. They give you 15 days to take them back. I bought them when I went to the GIE to record some content without, being overly out with my phone. I didn't necessarily need them at all. I definitely wanted them. Like, I got some video I need to crunch right now. Like, I got a lot of video content. The problem is actually doing the editing and, putting it out there. That's what I need to be focused on. 'Cause that's a whole nother animal in itself. Bumper to bumper traffic right now. I'm on a bridge right now and traffic is kind of crazy. Bumper to bumper. I'm approaching like 40 minutes. This place that I'm actually doing this display is definitely not, close by any means. It's not 2 hours away. It's definitely about an hour away when it comes to traffic in this area. I think I'll probably be there within the next 15 to 20 minutes. I started this video right before I actually left, and I'm at the 40-minute mark right now. So I'm going to show you it's a little bit of a decent drive when it comes to traffic. Around here, Charleston, if in the morning, everybody is traveling from like the outskirts, like, the Moncks Corners to Somerville to get to the downtown area. Everybody's headed downtown for work and stuff in the morning. And then it usually traffic usually don't lighten up until after like 9:30ish. That's when it get a little bit more smoother and not as congested. As of right now, it's 10:40, and we got traffic because sometimes people get in accidents on this rainy weather, so that's why it's bumper to bumper traffic right now. But on the flip side, when it comes to leaving from like the downtown area, or you say if you're trying to get area, you kind of want to be gone before 3 o'clock, because around 3 o'clock it almost get bumper to bumper. Everybody heading back home, like the managers and all that stuff. A lot of people get off work around 2 o'clock, so traffic get really bad at 3. From 3 to like 6, it's, traffic can be kind of rough to trying to make it home. So moving around at the right times is definitely a key thing, especially if you're trying to get stuff done within a certain time and all that. You got to map it out. Oh, they turned out pretty good, man. They turned out good. I actually I think in that same video if I'm not mistaken. If you watch the end of that video, I think I showed you what it was doing. It was flashing. I put the RGB to flash blue, purple, etc. But I'll show it again because I want to add some more, to be honest. Might add some more up there. It turned out alright. It's funny that strand that I put up there, that was roughly around, I think, 60, almost 70 lights. I can add like 25 more to it, but then that maxes out that receiver. So I would need to actually bring another receiver up there to handle another 100 going across the roof line like that. But I think I might do that. It won't be hard to add another power wire. One part of the roof where one of my gables are, it's not necessarily visible. So I think what I'm going to do is where I was plugging up stuff at, and then when I press that button, I'm gonna get a jumper wire. I'm gonna put an inline wire. Well, I might just plug a jumper wire up to the one that I plugged the receiver up to, because that's where the power got to come from anyways. But I'm gonna bring that lead all the way to the other side, because I'm missing like about maybe 15 to 20 bulbs off of what is visible, because it's on that small part of the roof line on the back side, which you can't see. So instead of it even being over there at all, I have a lead going up there, and I break that lead into two and put two receivers, and I'll be able to put 200 bulbs up there. That's what I'm gonna do. I think that'll really make it lit. And if I really want to be fancy, I can have those two receivers on two different channels, and it can one can flash purple and the other one can flash blue, or flash green. No, I think orange. Orange is the color. I can have it flash purple, and I think purple and blue is going to be the colors I choose, because I got blue in my display. I got purple, orange, and blue. It's like a light blue. It's almost like teal, I guess. It look like baby blue though to me when it's flashing. But I might do that. I could put those two receive on two different channels and make them do two different things. I can have one that's static, or I can make it animate. Two. Two. That ain't many. That's crazy. That's insane. But now, ask me that question at the end of the week. Today is what is Tuesday? Yeah, today Tuesday. Today Tuesday, and yeah. Yeah, today Tuesday. Ask me that on Sunday. What's up, A&J, man? When you gonna get into it, man? When you gonna get to it, man? The bag is waiting on you, A&J. What you doing, man? I be giving the game away now, so I give you the game step by step. People be thinking like, and it's a lot of people that's getting into this industry, but they be thinking it's a lot required of you off top. Now, I'm a big person that believe in testing the market before you just start get the LLC and buying all this stuff, buying materials. You don't even know if it's a demand for it in your area. Let's see where the money at. Let's see if people will bite on it. So you want to make micro investments, like a website, a Google listing. Like, you want to do some very basic stuff that don't cost a lot at all. You spend less than, I don't know, 20 bucks, 20, 30 bucks, and you got everything up and running. And then after that, test the market, get some inquiries to see if people are actually interested. And when you see that they're interested, and if you actually close one, because you probably need to have like a form of a CRM, and you can use a free CRM. You can use Yardboat completely free. Um, and once you get a lead and you actually send out a quote when they actually want to move forward with service, and they pay you money, now it's time to commit. Now you know that, okay, I put this out there, I presented it this way, people are definitely interested to the point where I've actually got somebody already pay me a deposit, they've already secured their spot. Now it's time to commit. All right, let's go get everything official. That's when you commit. And it don't take many. It don't take, you got to get 10 customers to make it a legit thing. As soon as proof of concept has been proven, it's time to move forward, because all that other stuff is subjective based on your efforts. Like now, your marketing piece, how are you going to put yourself out there? You can do that with yard signs, you can do that with Facebook, you can do it with Instagram, you can do it with so many different ways. So it's subjective on getting it. Does it work, or is it a legit business model? Yes, it's already been proven because somebody paid you. People wouldn't pay you for something that, they're not just going to give you money just to give it. So once you get to that point, it's time to commit. So I don't know. Very very cool part of the industry to be in. Very short season. Traffic is ridiculous right now. It's funny how traffic is like heavy right now, and then I see all the like big semis and stuff are in the left lane. It's a 2-lane road. All those semis in the left lane. They're like they trying to go. 50 minutes in traffic. 50 minutes. Those some pretty nice apartments over there. And Jay, what you got going on for the winter, man? What's the business for the winter look like? You do any leaf cleanups and stuff like that? What you talking about, a 22, 26 Chevy Seville, whatever. Oh man, that don't exist, that SS. I know what that look like. It's a fine vehicle. 2026. You wish. That'd be crazy. Imagine if they did that. A 2026 Chevy Seville. Hey, you know what car is underrated though? I love it, man, and it's kind of a little bit of a dream car to me, a little bit. So Challenger is like my number one. I love Challengers. Manual, of course, not automatic. V8. I need to get a blower on that thing too. But what is it, man? What's the car, man? I'm drawing a blank right now. Um, it's a car and it has a truck bed. What is that called? I cannot think of it right now. What's the name of it, Angie? I know you know. I cannot think of it right now. Because my thoughts is this: a car. It ain't like it got dual axles, like you're supposed to be carrying something crazy. But I guess became a little fond of it because I feel like this is a car that's a truck to an extent. What is it called? I cannot think of it. Can't think of it, man. What's going on, Billy? Hey, Billy, what's the car? What's the car that has like a truck bed on it? It's a car. It's an old school car. It's a '90s style car. I forget the name of it.
Okay.
El Camino. There we go. Hey, look at that. El Camino, underrated vehicle, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, I like the El Camino, man. Yeah, that's what There ain't no way they ain't got no Chevy Seville SS. What you talking about? That don't exist unless they just made a new I ain't heard about that. If it is out there. You say they got a Chevy Seville SS 2026. I gotta see it. Hey, I play games nowadays, boy. They'll tell you everything available. Sound like you about to get your hustle on, A&J. I had got into the t-shirt printing thing at one point, and the prime purpose of it, I was thinking of like making a t-shirt company and stuff like that. But I wanted to do sublimation printing, just because I like the way I look as far as texture and the material that you got to kind of sublimate on. I think was 100% polyester, but yeah, I wanted to get into sublimation a little bit, but I kind of stayed the course of being in my lawn care business. I was trying to originally I was like, man, instead of me buying, all these shirts and stuff, I said I can make them. I'm gonna buy a printer and just make my shirts. That was my thought process. But I bought a heat press and I bought a Sawgrass SG20, which I sold them because I didn't need them. I was just really hoarding. I wasn't using it like that, so I was like, no, what, let me sell this, give it to somebody who can actually use it. That what's name was really nice. So that heat press I had, it was a 20 by 24 heat press, and I brought it from Heat Press Nation, so it was official. That thing was nice though. Had a cushion handle. It was nice. I just wish I had the opportunity to utilize it better because I didn't. That was weird. Everybody got to be somewhere. And it starts. You know how you on the highway and traffic get crazy? Then you got all these cars starting to jump out and just drive along the side. Huh? Yeah. We ain't even made it over though. What are you at? Why that horn sound like that? Going down there, horns like, why that horn sound like that? From a Cybertruck to a Lamborghini to a Volkswagen. They got so many styles of bodies of vehicles. It's just, we should be seeing some crazy stuff, but I get it. It's a form of dynamics that go into why a car is shaped the way it's shaped, as far as it breaking through wind a specific way, etc. I'm pretty sure it's more. It look like I'm in a bad area, y'all, so I'm gonna keep kicking me off my screen. I'm gonna check it out, ANJ. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up that shirt Seville and see what you're talking about is true, because that's crazy if it is. I feel like I'm approaching the hour mark, almost in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's been an hour, guys. It's been an hour, and I'm still on the road trying to make it over there. Because an incident, I read the sign. It said there's an incident on the road. So it's an accident, and it's really holding up traffic. But I'm gonna tap in with y'all in a minute, man. Later.